Do you have one of these service orders? No changes. Jocelyn what? I don't know. I will not speak with either of them. I assume you want them. I do not know if they're... So we'll start in a couple minutes. Do we have at least a critical mass for
I think so. I think we have like 4 or 5 of them. Remember, we're going to look out. We're not going to pay attention to the microphones. You don't need to don't pay attention to the microphones. Pretend they're not even. They'll pick you up. Use your imagination. I promise they'll pick you up. You don't need to think about them.
Can I take their socks?
So I want you. I also want to make sure. So everybody. All right, look behind you. If there's somebody standing behind you, try and figure it out so that you're not standing in front of somebody. That's okay. Okay, that's fine. Can you make sure you're not standing in front of anybody? Awesome.
Gabe, you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Welcome everybody and Shabbat Shalom. So glad to see everyone here. So nice to have you here with us. So glad to welcome Tom and Chris. They by the way, not only do they play guitar and bass oftentimes on family services, but we have something special called Shabbat Zimra, in which they really turn it up right now it may be at 10, they turn it up to 11 at Shabbat Zimra. And if you want to know something even better than that, if you think that this is fun and good, then, and you come to Shabbat Zimra and you say, wow, that was particularly excellent, then you should then really consider coming to Cabaret Night, which, by the way, I know it's kind of in the future, but April 20th, in which it's really going to be a lot of fun with a lot of sensational music and vibe and experience. And so just keep that in mind, April 20th. We are so glad to have them here. We're so glad to have Makela, our junior choir, here. We're so glad to have students in the 4th and 5th grade here as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and by the way, we're really, really, really glad to have Rosie Rajakov here. She's going to become a bat mitzvah. I hope I'm pointing at her. No. Yes! She's going to become a bat mitzvah here tomorrow. So we're so happy to see her and her family as well. We're going to begin by singing Hi Ne Ma Tov. You can find it on page 128. How good it is for us to be together as a community here at the temple. Page 128, Hi Ne Ma Tov with Makela. Beautiful. Wow. So at this time, why don't we invite Rosie and her brother and parents to join us here on the bima for the honor of lighting the Shabbat candles. You can find it on page 120 and 121. Yeah, can you have that bottle of wine right there?
Yep.
All right, Pete, come, Rosie, come here. That's right. You're on. We'll start with one. You actually put on as these Shabbat candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
I'll take this back. And you get these. Let's see how good you are. Ooh, first strike.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat
Now we're on page 123 as we continue with Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri chava.
Amen. Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים קיוונו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
That's it? Okay. All right, so I mentioned that we've got fourth and fifth graders here this evening, and I'm so thrilled about that. And by the way, thank you so much to our teachers. I think Beth Haynes, Stella Goldstein, Jake Weissman are amongst our, not to mention, of course, Tracy Greenberg, the director of our program. We are so grateful to you all. So we're doing the reading on page 127. And I would like to call upon the fourth graders who are assisting us in the reading on page 127 to come up here to the bima. Up here. Wow. Hold on, come around a little close, so you can see it. You guys have papers? I'm doing a close-up of you guys on our camera. Look at that close-up right there, you can see it. That's what you guys all look like. All right, cool. Now, here, page 127. Wait, yeah, there are days. Who's going first? Go ahead.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain.
On Shabbat, we seek not acquire, but to share.
On Shabbat?
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if care nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
Nice.
So we embrace Shabbat.
I think that's
wait.
Gideon's.
Sorry, it is the
Embrace.
days of rest, day of wanting, day of peace.
Nice. Lana?
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope.
And Brooks, the last one.
For Shabbat, holiness which inspires, living for Shabbat, memories glowing even in darkness.
For Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love, we offer thanks and blessing, O God.
Thank you very much. You can all go back to your seats now. You've done a sensational job. You want to take this or want to? Okay. We call upon Makela once again to join us here. Shir Chadash, page 648. Sensational, Makela. Stay right there because we are now on page 146, which is our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, and we invite you to all please rise. 146. If you could have a seat, we would appreciate it because please remain standing, everyone. I mean, go back to your places because we'd like to invite, I apologize, 4th and 5th grade together to all come up here because you are going to be leading us in Shema and Via Hafta. So maybe you want to go stand over there by those microphones because there may be more people than can fit behind the bima. All right, are you ready to do Shema? All
right.
1, 2, 3.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Yehovah Malchuto, Le'olam.
You guys stay. Please be seated. You ready to do Via Hafta? Do you know this one by heart? Do you want us to? We got it. If others are doing it around you, you can do it. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'shitecha b'beitecha u'v'leftecha b'derech ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בעיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את מצוותיי ויתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. You can go back to your seats. Thank you very much. We're about to continue with Micha Mocha, and it's on page 158. But before we do, It's funny because I am oftentimes accused of having a thought that comes to my head and then just saying it and not taking an extra second just to think if it's the right thing to say or not. However, I'm going to take that risk here. I'm looking out in the congregation and I'm just so touched by the faces that I see. I realize that 4th and 5th grade, and on many levels, it's almost like the heart and soul of our congregation. And because I imagine, I know what you're going to be like in a couple years as bar bat mitzvah students. But for now, you're in the school program and you're studying, and I see you all the time, and it just makes me very happy. So thanks for being here, and I just really grateful. So we're going to continue with page on 158. This is Micha Mocha, the Song of the Sea, and this is a fun version. I hope that written by Dan Nichols. I hope that you all at some point figure out how to join in, because it's a good one to be singing along with. In fact, there's a repeat, right? There are echoes in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you can do the echoes with me.
Okay.
Here we go. Micha Mocha, 158.
Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora Tehilot Oseh Beleh. Nora Tehilot Oseh Beleh. Adonai yimloch leolam Malechutecha ra'u vanecha bukei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam Ze'elianu ve'amru Ze'elianu ve'amru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 Yai dai 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 dai.
Yeah, no Ra Tehilot. I saw what was going on there. We're on page 164. This is Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. And I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. This is the tefillah, starting with Adonai Sifatai Tiftach.
Yalalai dai dai, yadadai 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 dai dai. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach ufi agid Tehilatecha Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yadadai dai dai, 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 yadadai dai dai. Yada dai dai dai, yada dai dai dai.
166.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Ha'gibor, Ha'norah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umidom Elach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim bechol yom yehallelu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. I'm going to teach you something very quickly. And that is this. So in that prayer that we just did, or the second that we just did 3 in a row, the second one we just did, we had a little part. It went like this. Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem. Does anyone remember singing that part? No one remembers. Anyway, so that is a part of our prayer in which we pray for rain. Now, let me ask you this question. It hasn't rained in a couple days here, but there's been lots of rain. Do we really need to pray for rain? Probably not. But you know who does need to pray for rain? People in Israel. You know why? Because it doesn't rain nearly as much in Israel as it does here. In the summer, it never rains. And in the winter, they depend on the rain so that they can have enough moisture to help their crops grow. But in the summer, they don't even think about praying because they know it's not going to come. But at least in the winter, we pray. So if they need the rain there, and we don't need to pray for rain here, why do we still add the prayer to our prayers? You want to take a guess? Go ahead. Yeah, sure, Adam. Because we care about them and we want them to have water. Yes? You have another similar thought? Yeah. Similar thought. It's because just because we don't need it doesn't mean we don't feel connected to them. And more so than ever, I hope, many of you feel connected to Israel. Our people in Israel are having a hard time. Tough things happened to Israel a number of months ago, and we are still working through it. We are still suffering. I wear this necklace every day as a way of reminding myself that there are people there who are suffering. Just because things are okay for us here doesn't mean we are okay. Because we are Jews and we care about what's happening there and here. And so I just want you to know that what it means to be a Jew, what it means to be Jewish, is not just to care about the Jewish things that you do, but about the whole Jewish community. And that for sure extends to our loved ones in Israel. So I hope you, maybe, just maybe, you'll, during the day tomorrow or the next day, you'll just take 20 seconds just to think about other people who we care about who are suffering. All right, that's it. I told you I would just be quick. So we're on page 175, and I'd like to call up the fifth graders who are participating in the English reading to join us up here. You can come to the bima for this one. They're all reading together. On 175. So, we're all reading together. Does everyone have books? Or here's a book here. You can use the books that are... All right. We got this. Wait. Wrong way. There we go. All right, you ready? Shall I start you? You are with us. We're on this 175 right here. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt. In our longing to feel your presence and do your will.
You are still the clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service.
Nice. Baruch atah Adonai she'odcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Well done. You guys can all go back to your seats. Our evening prayer for peace is called Shalom Rav, and Makela is particularly skilled at singing the words to Shalom Rav, page 178. Makela, you can just sit right where you are, and we pause now for a moment of silence. Thank you, Makayla. You can return to your seats. That was beautiful. All right, so I want to tell you a story about a blanket, or maybe better said, a blankie. Does anyone here, just raise your hand. And if you're embarrassed in any way, it's okay. You do not need to raise your hand if you don't want to. But does anyone here have a special blanket that they love and that they still use? That's right. A lot of you. Hands down. That's right. Anybody have a special teddy bear or some sort of bear that comes sleeps with them too? Hands down. Very good. That's what I assumed. So I want to tell you a story about this grandfather who was a very, very good at knitting things. Well, he was okay, but he was very creative. But one day he decided he wanted to make his baby grandson a blanket, a blankie, for that grandson to sleep with all the time. Can you kind of picture what I'm talking about? Yeah, I figured so much. So he made a blankie for his grandson, and it was beautiful, and the grandson, but again, the baby just would love to put that blanket right underneath his chin, or wrap it sometimes around his face. It would help him go to sleep at night. Can you picture it? I know what you're thinking. I can too. I still have one. So time went on though, and the boy grew up, and he wasn't a little baby any longer. And slowly but surely, the boy, and he would bring that blanket with him everywhere he went. But you know what happens when you bring something with you everywhere you go? Holes get into it, it gets ripped. And so this beautiful blanket suddenly, slowly but surely became kind of a little bit more tattered. It was torn up a little bit. And the boy's mom said to him, "You cannot use that blanket anymore. You need to get rid of it." And the boy was heartbroken because he did not want to get rid of the blanket. And the mom said, I have an idea. Why don't you bring that blanket over to your grandfather and see what he can do? Maybe he can fix it. So the boy brought his blanket over to his grandfather's house. And he said, Grandpa, can you please help me fix this blanket? And the grandfather looked at it and said, Oi, I don't think we're going to be able to fix this, but give it to me for 1 second. And so the grandfather took out his scissors and he started cutting, around the corners and he also did a couple around the back too. And he cut around the corners and he moved it and moved it around, and before you knew it, he had taken that blanket and had cut it in such a way that it became this beautiful, jacket. And the boy was able to now wear the jacket. And it was great because he had the soft blanket that he always loved, and all of the parts that his mom didn't like, he got rid of that part, but he still kept most of it, and now he could wear it all the time, and the boy was so happy. In fact, he even wore the jacket when it wasn't even cold outside. That's how much he loved the jacket. I know. But here's the thing. Slowly but surely, after a little while, he kept growing and growing and growing, and before long, the jacket had become a little too small. Here, wait, hold on. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm just going to take this off for now, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So he brought the jacket back to his grandfather's house and said, Grandpa, I've got a new problem. I know the last time it was because it was getting a little torn. Now it's getting too small for me. And my mom told me I can't wear it anymore. I'm growing out of it. Can you make me a new jacket? And the grandfather said, I can't. But let me take a look at it. And so he took a look at the jacket, and then he, did more cuts. Because I wouldn't, want to cut, oh God. I accidentally just cut this. All right, well, it's fine. So he looked and he took the sleeves off of the jacket, and that was an accident. That was an accident, though. That was a bigger accident. Well, now at least I'll just have a good half and a bad half. So well, you know what? Let's see what this side looks like. All right, so he took the jacket and he cut it and he made some tears to it just like this. And before you knew it, he had a beautiful vest. Beautiful vest. One that his mom would be very proud of. And so he wore this vest everywhere. Everywhere he would go, he would have the vest on. He loved the vest more than you can possibly imagine. But you know what happened over time when, like a 12-year-old boy is wearing a vest everywhere he goes? Do you know what happens to that vest? It gets stained, dirty, and disgusting. And the mother said, you cannot wear that vest anymore. So you know what he did? He went back to his grandfather and said, Grandpa, do you think you could make me a new vest? And the grandfather said, I don't know. How am I going to do that? It's so dirty. It's so disgusting. I don't think I can make you a new vest. But you know what I can do? That's right. All I have to do is just make a nice big tear right down the middle here. No, it's still good. The shirt. Who's laughing? This is good. This is still a good shirt. A good vest. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, this is not funny. This is serious. Okay, so he just kept, I'll get that, don't worry. He said, oh, look what you have now. You can do this, like this, and then you can, scarf if you want. I was thinking more, that's a good idea. I didn't think the grandfather's very smart. I was thinking more like you could turn this into like a necktie. He turned that sweet blanket into a necktie. I'm not taking questions. At least not yet. So he had this beautiful tie, and he was happy, and he wore this tie everywhere. Unfortunately, however, one day while he was wearing the tie, he was eating spaghetti also. And you know what happens when you eat spaghetti, don't you? Stains everywhere. And he got a stain right there in the middle of his tie. And so once again, he brought it back to his grandfather. And his grandfather inspected the stain and said, oh yeah, there's a big stain there. Why don't we just take this tie, that stained part, and why don't we just keep this part? And what you could do is, you could take this and, it's like a little handkerchief. Thank you. And so he would use this handkerchief, and it reminded him of his blanket that he used to sleep with, and he loved it so much. But after a little while, guess what happens to a handkerchief?
It got dirty.
Not just dirty, it got snotty. Very snotty. Listen, I'm just asking this question. You don't need to answer it if it's embarrassing, but do you know what a booger is? It had lots on the handkerchief. And so since there were so many boogers on the handkerchief, he couldn't use that handkerchief anymore, except he did notice that there was just a little small section of the handkerchief that looked to be snot-free. And so he brought it to his grandfather again, and the grandfather said, oh yeah, you know what I can make out of the corner of that handkerchief? I could make a very nice button. And so he turned that handkerchief into a very nice button. But here's the problem. You know what happens when a 15-year-old kid has like a button? Usually it gets lost. So one day, the button got lost. And so the button was gone, the handkerchief was gone, the tie was gone, vest was gone, the jacket was gone, the blanket was gone. Everything is gone. And so he went to his grandfather and he said, Grandpa, I've lost the button. And so I want a new one. And his grandfather said, guess what? You can't make something out of nothing. And the boy was like, really? Grandfather said, yeah, you cannot make something out of nothing. And the boy said, I think you can. So what do you think he made out of nothing? Yeah.
Nothing.
Close? Closer. What's that? A blanket? No, I don't think you can make a blanket out of nothing. But you can make a very good story out of nothing. And that is what I just did. So I just want you to remember that. And I want you to remember how you felt when we did this little experience. And I also want to invite all children at this time to go find your parents. And what I'd like you to do is sit with your parents for a moment, or grandparents.
That's what didn't care about that shirt.
Yeah, that's what happens when you are awake, you outgrow your shirt. What grade do you teach fourth?
Yeah.
So for those of you, by the way, in the 5th grade, as you can see, even I have children, and even your teacher has a parent. So, parents, if I'd like to ask is that you take your hand and place it on your child's head, shoulders, cheek, whatever you want. And if you are blessing a daughter, we say Yismech Elohim Kasara Rivka Leah V'Rachel, which means may God make you like the daughters of Israel, like Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, or like the best you that you can be. And if you are blessing a son, we say Yisimcha Elohim Ke'Ephraim V'Chi Menashe, which means may God make you like the sons of Israel, like Ephraim and Menashe, or just the best you that you can be. And for all of our children, we utter the words Yivarechecha Adonai V'Yishmerecha, which means may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yichuneka, may the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yasem Lecha Shalom, may a sense of God's presence always surround you and bless you with peace. Amen. And now insist on a kiss. Insist on a kiss. That's not the only thing we are celebrating here. If my memory serves me correctly, family service is when we celebrate birthdays as well. And so if you are celebrating your birthday in this month of February and you would like to get a special Temple Beth Shalom birthday gift, it's a scratch off. We are reinstituting the Temple Beth Shalom scratch offs. Every card's a winner. So if you're celebrating birthday, you already came up. What's the deal? That's right. I know, so for 2 services, you're coming and doing a past birthday? Yes. Fine. When's your birthday? When's your birthday? Wait, February 8th? That's like in 3 days. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it was? Oh my God, happy birthday. Wait, don't go anywhere, birthday kids. When's your birthday? February 17th, that counts. When's your birthday? February 15th counts. When's your birthday? February 13th? That's coming up in like a month. No, when? I know, I don't either. It's soon though. Okay, wait, don't go anywhere. When's your birthday? That counts. Here. When is your birthday? It's February 7th. That's in like 4 days. Happy birthday. Are your birthday too? February 28th. For all of our birthday children, if she comes up here, she can come up and get one. For all of our birthday children, we are so delighted that you are able to celebrate your birthdays with us. And we hope that you remember that it's not about the things that you get on your birthday, but the things that you can give, like being a better person, being more mature, more grown up, more caring, more loving. All of this is what matters to us the most. So for those of you who got birthday cards, don't think you just go and then, that's it. You've got jobs to do. We need your help because we're about to do Aleinu at the Ark, and we'd like for you to come up and help us by opening the Ark. So birthday kids, come on up, help us with the Ark. We're on page 586 for Aleinu, Please Rise. All right. You got this? Open the Ark. Left, pull the doors. You got it. Keep going. Don't. Careful.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת קדושה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please remain standing. We're about to continue with a part of the service which is a little bit more serious than up to now. We've been having some fun, we've been giggling a little bit, and that's all great, and we should here. But there are times when we should stop with the giggling and stop with the talking because it's a little bit more serious, and that's this moment. Because I'm going to share with you the names of some people who have died. Some of them died recently, others died over the years, but we still care very much about them. And some people in the sanctuary right now, while they're really happy to see you, they came because they wanted to hear the name of a loved one read. And that's why I'm asking everyone to recognize why this is a serious moment. So first, let me share with you 6 names of people who have passed away somewhat recently. Warren Zerwitz, who was the brother of Nadine Jacobs. H. Winfred Condon, who was the mother of Pamela Shapiro. Deborah Bartley Hilburn, mother of Matthew Hilburn. Rosalie Berman, aunt of Lou Berman, grandmother of Brian Hoffman. Molly Rose Levin, grandmother of Elizabeth Lavick. And Nelson Goodman, the father of Mark Goodman. Now, we also remember these people who passed away over the years. Frida Epstein, Joseph Robert Wilk, Charlotte Kaplan Berkowitz, Marion Trister Heimberg, Bessie Levy, Isidore Minovitz, Harriet Fishbein Schnapp, Mark Bernard Levenger, Stephen Shapiro, Nettie Sorkin, Stephen Vakis, Jean Block, Madeline Greenspan, Doris Haken, Peter Mathis, Mitchell Topp, Jerry Kurzban, Milton McDaniel, Zachary Roeder, Louis Scheffler, Gilbert Sussman, Ruth Beck, Gerard Cherig, Mitchell Handon, Beth Raymond, James Vakis, Joseph Weiner, Bess Keats, Deborah Meisenberg, and Selig Keats. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones who have passed away, we remember them with the words of our prayer called the Kaddish. It's on page 598. And if you are familiar with it, please join me. 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechal beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei al-mayah. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei dikudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiram b'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imrumav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart, and let us say amen. Please be seated. Thank you so much. And by the way, well done in terms of behavior. I really appreciate it. So, our service is almost over. And I'm sure a lot of you are really enthusiastic about that, and that's because I am aware that there is an Oneg Shabbat outside immediately after the service. And thank you, by the way, to the Dicksteins and the Dunaways and Silvermans and the Haynes and Kozlows and Ryzhikovs and the Schnaps for sponsoring the Oneg Shabbat. Yeah, I've already tasted one or two things. It's delicious. And the particularly good ones, I snuck and took away and hid them so no one could have them but me. Hey, it's how I roll. A couple of announcements before we conclude. So first of all, tomorrow morning, Rosie's bat mitzvah. Yes. It's going to be awesome. 10 a.m. If you want, she said you can all come and heckle her during the service. No, I'm just joking. If you want to come, of course, you're always welcome, or to stream it, like all of our services are streamed. But we are really looking forward to Rosie's bat mitzvah. We're really proud of her. Tomorrow evening, if you have or know someone in grades 8 through 12, it's not too late to sign them up for our youth group casino night. We're going to be teaching the youth group kids all about the finer intricacies of gambling, drinking. We're going to like cigarettes. No, I'm joking. We're not. None of that. I'm joking. But we will. But it is their kind of fun casino night. It's just going to be cute and fun and pizza and prizes. So if you know someone in 8th through 12th, you could sign up. There was in the email. Everything I say, by the way, was in the weekly email on our website. But you can sign up that way, or you can just come. So Monday morning, my Torah study continues. No experience necessary. 9:30 in the morning. Tuesday evenings, my Sages class. No experience necessary. Come to my Sage. Both those classes are by Zoom or in person. Wow, the second annual Temple Beth Shalom cook-off. Wow, February 24th, back by popular demand. Check the weekly email for all the details. We have the second part of this really great adult education program with Dr. Susanna Garfine. Sunday, February 25th, coffee and pastries and fruit will be served, but more importantly, a really great scholar will be just teaching just the continuation of creation stories. Progressive dinner, that's always a lot of fun. A nice fundraiser for the temple, but also people get to go from house to house and then join together in smaller groups and then a big group for food. That's on March 9th. Cabaret night, I mentioned April 20th. All of the highlights of the rest of the year are in our weekly email, just for you to take a look at. I think I have said plenty. Thank you again to the 4th and 5th grade for being here, Makela for being here, Chris and Tom for being here, Gabe for being here. Did you, by the way, know, not everyone knows, that he just got engaged a couple of weeks ago. Woo! I know, it's so exciting. Like, he's really growing up. I'm joking. We're going to conclude two ways. We're going to conclude first with Motzi, and then after Motzi, Makela singing Olam Chesed. So Makela, if you don't mind coming up and getting ready, Rosie and your brother and parents, come on up for the Motzi. You can please join us for Motzi and then Olam Chesed. What's that?
They're just excited about the sitting.
Oh.
They find that fun.
I didn't say sit this time.
They got into it.
Oh, you got this, Rosie. This is where, there you are here. Ooh. This is not from Safeway, I assure you. So we're going to do this blessing together. Are you ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi Osim lechem min haaretz. This is a Vered Mullen Challah, which I assure you means delicious. Here, why don't we put down and take some? For you guys in the family, take a hunk. And she has an amazing, amazing new catering business in which she's doing amazing stuff. And she does Jewish stuff and Israeli stuff. It's amazing. So it's good, huh? I know. So also, you will not be seeing the rest of this. I'm going to hide this in my blankie over there, and I'm going to bring it to... All right, so we conclude with Olam Chesed, which is, the reason why we sing this song a lot is just because we live in a world which needs more love. There's a lot of hate in this world, and we need more love. And so this is a song about adding love to this world as opposed to adding hate. Olam Chesed. You guys can go back to your seats, thanks. Neglected to mention, thank you so much to Audrey Rubenstein for amazing work on the clarinet. Shabbat Shalom to you all. I look forward to seeing you in the lobby for an Oneg Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom again.